Hello, hello, hello. It's Jet. We're doing something a little different today. We're actually doing some Overwatch theory today with the ExoCadets. So just so that you guys know, this is a fantastic PowerPoint made by Ben Thor Richter? Richter?
Richter.
Yeah, I think he's like European or something. So I'm actually gonna throw this in the Discord real quick so that we like have it in the future. So if you want to read the whole thing,
have it
we're not gonna
bookmarked.
go through all what is it, like 250 slides? We're not going to go through all 150 slides today. We're just going to be focusing on spam because that's our goal of the week is to learn spam. So I'm going to throw this in the general, div 2 general real quick. All right. So breakdown of what's going on here. Just basically what spam is, and then we're going to go through the different matchups. So you guys are aware that there's basically 3 different types of comp in Overwatch, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we're not really going to worry about that all too much. So before we actually get into this, from that abysmal scrim that we had yesterday, which, you know, I'll take the blame for. What did we learn? Like, how can we make spam successful? Like, just off of what we learned from that scrim.
Hard and soft angles. Yeah.
Okay. So control angles or find angles. So you said we had hard angles and then we have soft angles. I don't think it was quite clear that we really understood the difference. So what is the difference here?
So a hard angle, from what I heard, was more or less like a full commit flank.
Yeah, I like that.
And then
Soft angle was like taking an off angle to like the left of a shield, getting some poke damage in.
Yeah, taking a slight off
Yeah.
angle. But you aren't totally alone.
You're still in line of sight
Still
of your like main support or something like that. You know?
So I've actually seen on King's Row, there was this Hanzo. So like on King's Row first point when you're on attack, you have this choke right here, and there's like the stuff, and then hotels like right here, and then there's this like high ground, and then we have a little statue right here. I've actually seen like in like a master scrim, a Hanzo just like jump up. So his team's like right here, and my team's like right here, and they're like, we're fighting. Blah, blah, blah. But this Hanzo like jumped up this wall, took this high ground, and just like shot behind our team. So that's the definition of a soft angle because he can still get away, even if like we looked at him. So that's one of the things that like makes spam a little, that is definitely needed in spam, is just the angles that you get. Okay, so what else? What else do we learn? So we have angles. What else do we have?
Just the default of spam and understanding what our job is and not playing it like a brawl.
Okay, so remember, this is a very general word. So what do you mean? Like, what are some of the defaults of spam?
The triangle formation.
Triangle?
Yeah, where like
I wonder if he gets into that. Okay.
No,
I'm just
put it out last night.
I don't.
Yeah, from last night.
I'm not. Oh, yeah, that's what Bud was saying. Okay. He just threw a lot of stuff at you guys, but somehow I think it was soothing at the same time.
It was. It brought a new light into the scrim mode.
I mean, it helped a lot.
Yeah.
So.
So I think what he means by that. So like we have our Orisa here. We have maybe like Ash here, and then like a BAP. But that's one pod, right? But then like over here we have our Sigma, and then maybe like our Echo, and like a Mercy, or actually Echo Mercy's probably like fucking around in the sky or whatever.
Yeah,
but it makes. But actually, yeah, that's so. We have our Sigma here holding this ground. Ash might be over here. Ash can really go wherever she wants. And then we have our Echo Mercy flying around. But you see like how it just kind of like makes a
triangle.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Michael Scott there, like, kind of feels like bullshit from that, but we'll take it. All right. So what else? There's something else really important that which is really hard to do against Dive, but it's something that we can definitely do against Brawl.
Surviving the power spike and surviving the enemy teams.
So Dive has the power spike.
Right, specifically Dive, but like just being able to whittle down their resources as they get to us is
Yeah,
another big
so
thing.
I like this actually. We can do it. Survive. We want in spam, we want long fights. And I think we're gonna get into this. And what's one thing that we can do to get long fights? To make sure that long fights happen.
Play high grounds and
You're
long
close.
angles.
You're in the right.
Hard cover.
You guys are like you're close. You're super close. It's like in this like you're in the essence of it. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a D. Or it starts with a K. Let's go
Distance.
There you go.
Kite.
Distance, kite.
Okay.
So brawl and dive want to be close, right?
Yeah.
But where does spam want to be? Ideally,
Very far away.
far away, right? So that's kind of like why Lucio is actually pretty good with spam with double shield. I should have told you guys that was an option last night. My bad. Because he's able
he
to
can
move us
rotate.
around. So okay, I think we've theory crafted enough on like what we're able to scramble together from last night. So let's move on. So yeah, map control is one of our strengths because we want to be playing all three lanes, a consistent stream of range damage, and we have the thing. But we really suck at mobility. Sustain is one of our weaknesses, particularly through that power spike. This is the dive power spike. So if we get through this, cool, but it's also a little tough sometimes. And if people are in our face, it's kind of tough, especially like if you particularly think about Orisa, because what does Orisa do? What is Orisa really bad at when she's shooting?
Moving.
Like she's a moving target with no ability. So we set up the map control to attack from long range and just constant damage. And like we really want to force resources for picks. So I kind of gave an example yesterday on Rialto's second. So with Rialto's second, like we have that really long bridge right after first. And there's this building here, and there's like a window, and then there's like a little door here. So with one reason why spam is really good on Rialto's second is that people can stand here and go shoot, bang, bang as people are trying to cross this really long choke point.
Right.
So,
and they have hard cover up top as well.
Right. And one of the reasons why I really like Zen on me personally, I like Zen on Rialto attack is that I can fight back. I don't have to rely on a team. But in a team scenario, Brawl's pretty good because we can speed across the bridge and either go here or go here and contest guard, whatever the context it gives. So this also like leads into map control of having multiple angles. This is why we have that triangle formation, is so we have our Brawl here that we are able to basically collapse on them. So, and it's really hard to play slow when you have like two Smurfs up your ass, but it's essentially what we're kind of going for. Any questions before I move on?
Not from me.
None
right.
here.
I'm going to take silence as a no. Okay, so let's talk about our tanks. The job of the tank is to buy as much time as possible. So, we're talking about tank. We're talking about ultimates, so tank ultimates. So he used the example of a Diva Bomb on point, but we can also talk about Orisa ult. So one thing, in addition to doing damage, what else does Orisa ult do?
Creates space.
Yeah, it's a lot like the BAP window. It
Yeah,
creates a lot of space. So people are going to want to, and it creates pressure. So with that space, we can essentially buy time, because if somebody was to challenge us and they're not, and assuming we place the bongo well, which by the way, we place it around cover, we don't shield and then place the bongo, because the shield can be destroyed very easily. But guess what can't be destroyed?
Hard cover.
So that's an example of one thing. Sig ult's the same way. We can, when people are lifted up into the air by the Sig ult, they're not moving. So that can buy time as well. All right, DPS, it's deal damage, get kills, force cooldowns, force other ultimates. Fire barrage requires a lot of attention from the other team. Dragon also does damage, but also it can control space. And force a rotation and force enemies to get away from said dragon to be able to get it. Like there's been times where like I'm BAP and then all of a sudden there's a dragon and I didn't even realize, and like I have to use ammo or I'll die. And it's embarrassing, but it happens. And then supports, again, it's kind of like a hybrid of DPS and tank, so that we're buying time or we're allowing our DPS to do more damage. We heal up our tanks and essentially with Transcendence, we're able to heal up our tanks, but also our DPS are essentially invincible. And then Bat Matrix can either create a lot of space or just do damage. Any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so this is a little video of the Shock versus the Hunters. Shock is on 6-man, which is a brawl comp, and then we're on spam comp. And so just like kind of observe what they're doing as what the Hunters are doing to really take advantage of spam's strengths.
Interesting spam comp.
It is Chengdu, as a reminder.
That is true. It did some funky comps.
So we have Jinmu on left lane controlling this little window. We have Ball set up ready to go. I can't really see Sombra's on main, but Sombra's not really good to control main. So Jinmu gets a pick because if you look at it, we're kind of essentially collapsing on them from all angles. I'm assuming that our Zen is, Kyo was on the high ground or near like the choke of like, the blue side of the map.
Yeah.
And because we were able to put so much pressure on them from so many different angles, like they were able to take the point. So I'm just going to say this because it's like, why was Chengdu split?
Because
Harder to focus on one thing. You're getting shot from everywhere.
Yeah, it's that triangle formation, or angle control. And it also has to do with distancing. So Brawl's very impactful abilities against one direction, but it's impossible to block from multiple directions. So think back to when we were learning Brawl last week, and I was saying, particularly on Blizzard World, like, by the statue, and here's the guy or whatever, and here's the choke. This is Blizzard first on defense. They were right here, and I think like the ball and the tracer was like fucking around over here. So, and we had a high ground here, and then we sped on them and just killed them. The thing is that if you're really, really split, even if Brawl like speeds on someone and kills them, they still have to spend time to rotate onto somebody else. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
So maximum value if spam gets maximum angles. Spam can only take this angles if they are safe on this side. Yeah, so thinking about flanks, this is kind of what I go with into like, positioning. What are the two rules?
Are you safe? Can you do your job?
Right. Am I safe? Can I do my job? So actually kind of, I'm probably going to steal this from him. So number 2 can actually be like, what value am I bringing? So, and there's a balance between the two. So I can go int my brains out as Doomfist, but if I'm just feeding them at the same time, like what value am I providing to my team?
None.
And we know about the 3 lanes we have: left, mid, and right. We want to be controlling all 3 of them.
Quick question, just that we thought of during this scrim, like before you were there, would you consider the air a lane?
Air's almost like jungle, is what I was thinking.
I see what you're saying. But
Specifically, I can vault defense.
Yeah, but when I think of the air, you can still put it into lane or mid or right. However, like if there is a Pharah, definitely like say like, hey, Pharah left lane, in the air, something of that nature.
I was just curious because we kind of thought of that.
I actually like the thinking. I think it's very creative, and you're making really good connections. Having the air be jungle.
Yeah.
I get it, but maybe.
I just thought I'd ask since we thought of it yesterday.
That is fun, but I'm not sure. Let's just stick to left, mid, and right. So are we convinced that spam needs the map control?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we're all huddled up on main, like bunkered up, that's not necessarily the point of spam.
That's how you die.
Yup.
Then again, like when Horizon Lunar Colony was in comp and in Overwatch League, bunker was a very viable thing to do there.
And Paris, but that's also no longer a thing. So
this is supposed to say little value. Speaking of bunker, this is clearly a bunker. I don't know how they have 2 widows on their team, but they do. Sure.
Huge.
and 2 Hanzos.
And 2 Hanzos.
Yeah, sure.
Roll walk, by the way.
Actually, let's just
Oh,
say that
animate. Press play slideshow, top right. Right next to the purple.
I don't.
Just
This is
press slideshow.
I don't. We're on 81. This did what I thought it was gonna do. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Fun.
Fun. Okay.
Okay, so we can go. So what angles give you maximum? Yeah, so they're shooting shield. They're having a really good time. So not too much value. But if Zen is shooting the shield and then Widow is then shooting it right behind, nice work. Same thing here. We have a little bunker, and we have Sig on the left, Orisa on the right. But if we control our angles, we're able to get value. Somebody can get value. Like, yeah, it sucks that some people have to play shoot the shield game, but we have to do that in order to get some value. And if you're Hanzo in this situation, you better hit your fucking shots. We're doing all this work for you, man.
Kind of hard to miss a shield, Hanzo.
That's why he's not. Yeah, turn off your monitor. You better hit it.
Okay.
There you go. Now you're understanding.
So the question posed is, when do projectile heroes get the maximum damage? If they miss, they deal 0 damage with that shot. So those of you that play projectile DPS, whether it's, or even if it's Zen, how hard is it to hit somebody when they're really far away?
Quite.
Hard.
It's a little hard. Like, you're not. Would you say you're consistent at it?
No, absolutely
Not
not.
particularly, no.
So one of the ways that we get through this is by closing the distance a little bit. But we don't want to get so close again that we're not playing to the strengths of spam. But again, how safe are you? If you're dead, not only are you doing 0 damage, but you're out of the fight for like 20 seconds. So there's a little bit of risk there. But Hanzo found, the Goldilocks. He found the sweet spot. Our Zen is being dumb. Our Pharah is being dumb as well. But Hanzo, he found it. He figured it out.
Nice.
I'm assuming that
me.
I'm assuming that the Pharah is like high up in the air, and then the Zen is just inting. So do we understand like why actually? Why Pharah is a lower risk than... So we're assuming that Pharah and Zen have the same distance between our little brawl here. Why is Zen at a higher risk than Pharah?
Zen's slow.
Zen has
Mobility.
shit for mobility.
Yeah.
Pharah has 2 mobility cooldowns.
And can fly.
And she can fly. All right, so I think we can probably skip this because we're talking about lanes here.
Yeah.
Ew.
So this is on Busan Sanctuary or Drum.
Mm-hmm.
From this is from the aspect of our spawn. I really wish he did it this way. But anyway, so this is the aspect. So just like reverse it around. The lanes are always from wherever you spawn. So when you walk out of spawn, you see this guy on the right. Let me think about this. Yeah, it is. And then this guy's on the left, and this guy's on the. This is where the meme lane control comes from. Is actually controlling all three of these lanes. And then, but an aspect of lane control is being aware of what's going on in said lane. So this is actually very helpful in comp when you have that hog or that Cassidy that just goes on a flank and then hooks you or flash right clicks you, make right clicks you. So this even applies on 2CP. The only one that like it kind of sucks on is Havana third, because left lane when you're attacking Havana or right lane when you're defending Havana, there's not really a lane there. That's one of the reasons why Havana third feels so bad. Also, it's stupid open.
Yeah.
So, and he's again bringing this point home, and I'm going to bring it home too. You have to control all three. Map control, lane control. All right. So he's now posing the question, why do we need to control all three lanes?
More damage equals more effective.
Where A goes equals
So
more damage.
let's just take a guess here. So we have a spam thing with like dive tanks. It's okay. But what are these guys clearly?
Raw.
Questionable. But anyway, this was written in like 2019 or something, 2020.
It was a long time ago,
So
but it's really
Brick
good.
was different back then. So we're gonna put a BAP here, okay? So from here, we're able to control and really get all kinds of angles from all. So what are some things that Brawl can do to block angles? We have a shield, and there's one other thing that we have.
Maywall.
Maywall, exactly. But since we control all three, like we only kind of reduce 2 out of the 3 damage sources, but there's still 1 damage source.
Right. And modern brawls would normally have a diva as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, this is...
It works.
Yeah. So each lane can support the other one. We have healing and peeling, Mercy Diva with damage, Farah and Hanzo. Yes, damage players, this is very important. You can peel for your supports or your tanks or your other DPS by doing damage. Damage is one of the best things in the game. Deplete their resources and then forces them to retreat or hide. And ideally, again, this is all theory. Ideally, we want everyone to be in LOS line of sight of each other so that we can help each other so that we can support. So each lane can support the other one. I can skip it here. How can you use LOS? So here's cover. Okay, this is more for the let's say the damage and then the some of the support characters here. So I think what he's going to be getting into here is I'm close to cover here, but again, like we have this balance, we have this like spectrum, right, of value and safety. So the farther out he gets, he's going to have more of a LOS, but he's not in a more, he's less safe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going through that. Oh my gosh, it's 9:00.
Yes.
Indeed.
So I think these are kind of just the...
Oh, that's a visualization of the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zen is on that high ground.
Yeah.
I think he has it here.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this is nice stuff. So we have left lane control. Oh, actually, sorry. We're gonna be eating. We have right lane control. We have left lane control with the Fire and Mercy, and then we have mid with
Middle.
Diva, and actually Zen.
Okay.
He's doing it from Shock's perspective, but you get the idea. Shock wants to rotate to point. We're able to collapse on them, and we actually do find. I think the Pharah and the Mercy do find the Moira pick eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be the last thing because I think after this it goes into like matchups. But we want to get to the VOD. We have like 30 minutes left. Spam absolutely needs map control. We want to control all 3 lanes. Like this is where the meme lane control comes from. And this is also going to help you guys in your comp games because I really think in like Golden Plat everybody just wants to play Brawl. Everyone wants to do Ryan
correct.
Zarya. But where does Brawl fall apart?
Spam.
When there's not control of all 3 lanes.
Right.
You know, Hog just literally walks down left. Your Anna's right here, and then he just hooks her, and then your push is fucked because your main healer is dead. And just even if the Hog dies, like it's
value.
It's just fucked.
Yeah.
It's value.
It's like Doom when he feeds for a support. Like, it just doesn't matter because
Doom's whole existence.
yeah.
So having I really like want to phone it in. You guys have this awareness of all 3 lanes. We want to play split. We get as much value as possible from the flank. The higher the mobility, the closer, more damage. Here's a fun thing. Can we think of Hog's Breather as a mobility move?
Allows you to get from point A to point B with taking less damage.
Yeah, I think it is a mobility
little bit.
move. It's essentially like your escape move. Anyway, that's just a bonus thing. And the path to retreat needs to be an LOS of the team. Right. Why do we rotate? Keep map control. Spam is only effective if they have map control. Each rotation from Brawl is an opportunity for Spam to get picks. Again, think about the Rialto second defense thing. They're trying to rotate across the bridge. We're shooting them with our lane control, and we're trying to either get a pick or force cooldowns. Or even better, ults. We just get ourselves time. Spam time is our friend. And even more so on defense. And this is one of the reasons why spam on defense is excellent. Spam. Yep. Again, lane control. And this is an example of kiting, I think. So Brawl moves to this square, and then spam is going to move. You know, instead of it being like this, it's now going to be like this. And we just keep moving. And see how we just collapse back in to keep controlling the map. It's the ideal thingy. So here we see Shock moves to the point, moves their 6-man comp onto the point, and Ball and the Sombra rotate, and the Pharah and the Mercy then rotate. So if you recall, Ball was here. I think Diva was here as well. And then the Pharmacy go around. And 6-man definitely wants to clump onto the point and stay in the enclosed spot. So it's even more important that we... And Zen's probably like just shooting this door from the high ground.
Yeah.
It's even more important that we collapse on them through angles. And even if Shock goes this way, we collapse on them. So this is one of the reasons why scouting is important, so we can kind of see where they are initially, and then the rest of us can set up to where we need to be.
Just to ask, Jet, would you be wanting to experiment with like Orisa Diva with spam?
Yeah, so that I think it'd be appropriate to move away from like the Orisa Sigma type of thing. I went with those because it's like generally very safe. But as long as like we're playing to the essence of spam, which is essentially lane control and map control, we can do that. And actually, once we get this down, we can start learning ball comps, which are just busted.
Okay, I just
assuming
was.
we have like a cracked ball player.
I've played ball. I don't know Z-Day on ball, but
Yeah, so far I think Otto's like the only one that plays ball, kinda.
I also
Z-Day
play ball.
Z-Day has a low play time on ball, but I think he's getting I think he knows what he's doing for the most part.
Okay.
He just doesn't like playing ball.
I've been working on ball, but
then
not
no,
one of my primary.
We'll talk about it after UGC.
Yep. I'll be gone. Damn.
It is not happening. Again, more rotations. Rotate in the circle.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
So if contesting the point is needed, this is where it's a little bit trickier. We rotate with defensive abilities, and we support whatever lane whatever lane the point is on with our damage and our healing. So also shield, self-sustain, and support abilities. So here's an example here. What map is this? Oh, this is King's Row.
Kings.
So we see that the point is here. The brawl is on it. Orisa goes up and fortifies, and Lamp is in position to Lamp if needed. But we can still see that we are able to collapse on them and get picks. If need, get picks eventually. You can still do it with mobility, such as Winston and Diva, and we can test from different sides. And try to touch the objective. So don't dive in to jump it. Just W, and then touch it, and then get out. That's to kite even more. Something that is said or offered to people in order to make them react in a particular way. So yeah, bait. What's he going to? How do we use baits in Overwatch? Position a player in allegedly bad positions that the enemy team will try to exploit the mistake. So this is like a trap, bait and switch.
Yeah.
Orisa bait on point versus Brawl, but forcing Brawl to look at the Orisa, what are they now not looking at?
Everything else.
Everything else. Get the Orisa, get that motherfucker. Well, they just opened up that
Seems
ass.
you've activated my trap.
A really good example of this, just because I remember it, is Summer Showdown Paris Eternal. They baited Ben Best like a lot. I think it was especially against Shock on King's First, where they baited them into trying to kill their Orisa and just like fucked him up because Sparkle's on Genji.
Yeah.
And they just like fought them in hotel, just like not there.
Right. And also, meanwhile, Bap is just literally giving this Orisa everything. And she's probably got Orb too. Again, lane control. I want you to go to bed like just chanting that.
Wake up in a cold sweat. Lane control.
Understand the spectrum of value and safety. This goes into our positioning. With flanking anyway. Higher mobility, the closer we can play to the enemy team. So if you, from those of you that have been watching me play a lot of Zen lately, like what have you noticed with this in particular?
You play far away from your team.
I try to be far away from everything, but because of that, one of my counters lately has been a Widow. Anyway.
Yeah.
This is very important. Each lane supports each other. We don't leave each other out in the dust. We are able to peel with either heals, damage, or tanking stuff like shields, if needed. very important that we counter rotate to keep map control, particularly if it's against Brawl. In Dive, it's a little more tricky because Dive is also just like, everywhere. But this counter rotates definitely with first the Brawl. The Dive is a little bit different. Like that's when we go into the power spike here. This is time and this is power. This little graph here.
They have that graph somewhere at the beginning.
Yeah, he does. So in a circle. And then the way that we contest point is to have the tanks go and contest by time for the spam. Use a lot. This is where we'll have to invest some cooldowns. Invest CDs. That's a horrible looking invest. Or we can do it with ability. So Monkey just walking up, jumping away, or Diva walking up and then boostering away. Or even Ball just rolling through.
Ball just existing.
I guess one other thing you can do is have Roadhog walk up and then breather away and hope to God that he doesn't get stunned or canceled or something. Don't do that.
Just use the other tanks.
All right,
just don't play Dive, or just don't play Hog.
So this is where we're going to stop here for today. I encourage you to go, because we're actually going to look at some from the gameplay from last night. And we probably will run over, and I think we also started late. Anyway, so I encourage you to look at this PowerPoint and go through this stuff. It's a very enlightening PowerPoint. Okie doke.
Oh no.
So
Here we go.
already, what are we not doing?
Taking angles.
Right.
Splitting.
So
Our plan was to get on high ground first off, but
Yeah.
We don't have Lucio, and they do.
Okay, that's better. I'm on my track wall, by the way, guys. So
Nice.
let's first identify. This is our spawn. So this is left
Left.
lane. This is main. This is right lane. So from what we know from the thing, like, yeah, I know we want high ground, but what's a little more important?
Just
Or-
angles.
Right.
Yeah,
So
splitting.
maybe instead of so maybe we have our Echo Mercy go left lane, and then they control it from here. We can have our Orisa sit here, and then like our Sigma and with our Ashe sit here, and we're controlling their angle. And as they rotate, we also rotate in the circle formation. So let's see what happens. I think they're gonna own us.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction.
We're playing spam like
That's
it's
an
Brawl.
understatement.
They're actually playing spam better than we are on their Brawl comp. Why?
They've got a soldier.
There's soldiers on a different angle.
Right. So they have two angles. We have
Half of one.
ish, because we're kind of in this like really enclosed space. So remember, think back to that that picture of Brawl. Like, so they're definitely controlling this space, but the space that we want to like ideally control is everything else. That's ideally what it is, but really, what's going on here is that it's actually inversed on their Brawl.
Yeah.
But this is our first time ever running spam, so it's okay. And we get shit on.
The objective is now active.
Forward.
Team kill.
Do they just hold you in the spawn here?
I think so.
Pretty much. We get like two fights after the initial fight.
Ow.
Yeah, and you just don't touch.
Ready
Okay.
for battle.
Maybe this point will be better.
We actually do make it 2 point and we tried to split Arissa in one door and Sigma in the other door, but it just didn't work out.
3, 2, 1.
There was an attempt made.
A better attempt. We weren't in the hallway that time.
Yeah. I got walled.
Okay, so already this is a little son of a monkey. This is a little better. I'm not sure about this pick, but okay. I've told you guys I
We
trust your
expected
picks.
brawl.
Okay. I think instead I would have liked a Pharah or an Echo. But okay. But I tell you guys all the time, like, I trust you. If you think a hero is gonna better fit the context of a situation, just do it. But in theory, we have a Pharah. Something else so that we can easier contest lanes. Because like what's sort of a why is Mei like kind of a bad spam hero?
It's hard to freeze because you're far away.
So we'll let me get another. Use this one. So cons. So not mobile. Hard to freeze because of distance. But there's one like really important, like, which is little lane control. But at the same time, what are some pros?
If they run brawl, they get in our face, we can freeze them. We can split the brawl
Right. She
with the
And-
wall.
she gives time.
Yeah,
She's got a self heal.
a wall.
Icicles have no fall off. And you can split the team with wall. So, she's meh. Prefer something else, but at the same time, like, I'm 100% for you guys wanting to. If you think a hero was gonna better fit the situation, definitely do it. That goes with like my theme of learning to trust each other. Okay, so already we're getting some lane control.
I got
Those
So
the
walled.
high
what
ground would
was-
have been a better option.
What was So Toaster got owned here. There was a theme that was really going on with lane control, that would have really helped here. What are the lanes supposed to do for each other?
Protect each other.
Yeah, support each
For
other.
each other.
So what sort of support could we have possibly given Toaster on the left lane here? Oh, I guess this is whatever. On this
I can say
That
what
lamp.
my plan was. My plan was to go to the
I
to end up to the left of Otto and play in the mini room,
yeah.
but I got walled and never got anywhere near there.
Yeah, and I think Yor was sending you the lamp. She just missed. It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could have. There's some things that we could have done. Maybe recognize that they're pushing onto Toaster, and then have our McCree be over here, going shoot bang bang with the damage boost. Just et cetera, et cetera. But just it's crazy how like we go through this theory and then we're just seeing it like happen in real time. Now it's 4v6. Saber's just screwed. Can't do anything. And now they're going to control the map and the lane control and not give us space for free.
We stacked up there.
Yep.
We got owned.
Team kill.
So that was definitely the brawl mindset of wanting to son of a monkey. It was definitely the brawl mindset of like, wanting to stack up and go over here. Instead, play a little bit slower. Get your lane control, even if it's small, like, create your space to control this side of the map, and let them be greedy because they probably would have been. And then once you get a pick, or force really important cooldowns like bubbles, wraith, fade, this bubble, just one of these cooldowns. That's when it's your opportunity to go take more space. Make sense?
Yep.
Okie doke. So, see, just like that. She screwed up. He bubbled. He screwed up. And better win this fight.
No, we die.
Well, they committed 2 ults to win, so that's okay.
Bad after we could have killed the Reaper.
Cool. Yeah, I think that the Reaper and the Doomfist committing 2 ults and then just
Ready for battle.
again, there was definitely some higher level players in here. Because all this like theory stuff, it applies at all levels, but the main difference between things is just like how well the micro is, and that's essentially what SR is. That's how good is your micro. But remember that micro is a part of macro. Just gotta skip this. Oops.
Ready for battle.
Oh, I'm going backwards. Okay.
1.
Okay, TP, cool. We're getting like soft angle control, I suppose. Slow this down, see what's going on. Good pull. Good rock. Good combo. Synergy. Let's go. Big pick. And they're essentially trying to play spam a little bit too, but our comp is just better suited for it. 2 headshots. Nice, Saber.
It took more or less 20 extra seconds than it should have.
So at this point, we are setting up for lane control. We have Broom on the left lane. We have Saber and Toaster on the right. Let's have Otto and Yor be on main. And now now we can see that we're collapsing on them, particularly from Bruma. The nade comes out, and we're able to secure the kill and get the nice job. Able to kill the Zarya. It looks like
Me and Rain had some fun on high ground.
Yeah, it looks like Rain ripshotted the Rhine down. It's very good. So, like, we're creating this space. Like, we're wanting to get them away from us. There's the May freeze. Get this fool out of here. Nice work.
Good ruck timing on the May freeze.
Don't want to
Unfortunate.
explain spam properly.
Never feels
But
good
wait,
to
there's
get
more.
Slept by an Ana when she just yeets sleep dart just down like randomly, hoping it hits somebody.
I have a bad habit of that.
Me too.
Nice whip shot there, Rain. Good stuff. Or was that a coach gun? It was one of those.
I recall whip shotting a lot.
Oh, unlucky
Okay,
Bruma.
it happens. So they're committing a lot of ults here. Well, just Blizzard. Just kidding. Bob, nice. Oh, we just commit more. Oh, you want to play ults? We have them too. Trance, whatever, doesn't matter. Just trance your Zarya, who cares? Contest because you kind of have to. Dang, we lose Rain. We need to be focusing somebody here. Preferably with the Zen. Now the Zarya. She does not have any bubbles. Nice job. Taking a 5v4. Still doesn't have Shatter. So again, why we play split tires not nearly as effective. It's gonna catch somebody, I think. Oh, nice.
I get fire striked right behind your.
This is winnable. 3, maybe not. Someone comes back. Just survive. Okay.
You want to go back to spawn?
Huh?
Just
I was so mad I didn't get that ball in the pit. I rocked him right next to it.
So Monkey made a bad commit here. Nice job punishing him. Nice eat, dude.
Hungry.
They were definitely playing. I'm going to jump in and then we're going to throw Blizzard. And you read them like a book.
From
I actually
cover
like
to
did well
cover.
eating stuff on Sigma yesterday. Or whenever it was. Yeah, yesterday. I can remember things.
Targeting the Lucio. Targeting the Junkrat next. Yep, kill the Junkrat. Nice job, DPS. Take the ball of the Monkey. Just kill one of them. Nice. Flipped it. Very good. Kill the damn ball. Stun the ball. Rock the ball. Pull the ball. Kill Anna. She's on point. Nice job. Finally got it. Okay. Cool. All right. So just to recap, what are some of the main, so in summary, what are some of the main things that we
Lane control.
lane control,
Map
yes,
control.
/ map control. Okay. What else?
Kite.
Stop
Multiple
stacking like
angles.
dumbasses.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
okay. What else? Something about the how to better do this during the mid fight.
Make sure that you can support the other lanes.
Yes, lanes
Soft
supporting each
angles.
other. All right, and we also were talking about kiting. What was Thor calling that? Remember the
Good question.
remember this?
Rotating. Map
Yeah,
rotation.
map rotation. There you go. And then last one was objective contesting. So we don't all give up lane control to contest point. What do we do instead?
Have like one person go there and delay.
And that one person is a tank. Why is it a
Yeah.
tank?
Because they can delay because they have that health pool.
They have a big HP pool.
We are
So-
meat shield.
They contest. They're going to use their defensive abilities or mobility abilities, depending upon what type of tank they are. Healers are going to pocket the fuck out of them, but what are the DPS going to do?
Damage.
Bang bang, shoot shoot from different angles.
Specifically, there you go. They're going to get those different angles. Because what's going to be happening to our tank on the objective?
Ow.
They're going to be getting a lot of attention, right? So if all the attention's going to that one tank, what does our DPS do? They
Shoot them in
rotate
the face.
behind them and then shoot, bang, bang, ooga booga. Okay.
Your free trial of life requires a credit card.
That's about all I have. Is there any questions?
I don't think so.
Alrighty.
That pretty much covers all the worries.
Cool. And dear viewer, if you made it this far, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.